Hi everybody, Jerome right here again, and in my on my YouTube channel, Jeronification. Okay, um, I'm gonna. Yesterday I did a video that I actually had mentioned some of that of Salvador Dali and some of the artworks of Salvador Dali, um, which reminded me of some of the amazing and fascinating finds that I have found about the artworks of Salvador Dali, which all pretty much seem to have this unique chemistry in them that shows us how Salvador Dali had the higher knowledge as to how mankind was created, um, genetically bridged over, and the responsible parties for these chemistries, these cult-like chemistries that caused for it all. And it's my position that Salvador Dali had a continuing affiliation with that of the Vatican. It's recorded. If you record his if you take and go online and Google some of the information about Salvador Dali, you'll see where he done made multiple trips to the Vatican, and which his paintings also suggest that he actually made those trips. Okay. Um, it's my position that Salvador Dali engaged in homosexual acts with the likes of Disney, popes that he's visited, and it all is in his dealings with them were all based on this cult-like ritual, this ancient cult-like ritual that dates back to the beginning of time, and it's a chemistry that allows for the genetic alterings of mankind. Alright, I'm going to show you something. This here is Salvador Dali's painting, and it's the Bust Voltaire. Okay, you can Google this image. It's the Bust Voltaire. I do have some of this video out already with my findings on Salvador Dali. However, you can let me look at. I'm looking at something as I'm speaking with you. However, you can Google this image. I just want to show you. It's my position that everything that is referenced in Renaissance art and what's going on about this and with the Vatican, about Christianity and everything, it's about contaminating, cross-referencing, contaminating, and creating new genetics. Which genetics are we talking about? We're talking about the ancient rooted genetics of that of ape and African. Okay? And Salvador Dali I found to be the most candid artist who references these records in his artworks, which is a surrealist style of paintings. Okay? Art style, rather. Now, here you have a black woman here. Notice that the cup that is before her is broken, distorted, representing ancient, old. Then you have a newer cup over here, where you have her white counterparts over here in front of this cup, which represents a newer creation. Let's put it that way, and you know what I mean, changed. Okay, her cup broken, decrepit. See her hair tied around. Okay, this represents the new. Now I'm going to show you what is going on here and what Dali is suggesting. Now, notice that I have a face drawn there of that, like of a reptilian ape. See that right there? These are just some of the encryption styles that are here. Just some. Alright, that Dali uses and utilizes. And through my multi-dimensional sense of vision and awareness, I can see that. But I want to show you something. Notice how the two nun-like beings come through the door. Now over here, she's more like a maid, okay, which throws off the suggestion. But what Salvador Dali is telling you that these are nuns. Now check this out. How you can actually envision this as being nuns. Notice how the nuns coming through the door or through this opening right here creates the entire head of the nun that is covered over. And there's the nun's cap right there. There would be the right eye of the nun. and which is the entire face of this body here. And then here's the left eye of the nun, which is the entire body of this person here. So check this out. There's a nose and there's a mouth. Now I have it drawn out to give you an idea. I just drew it out in fact 2 different ways. So, and it's a representation of a cross-contamination. And I just put an eyeball in there, but here's the entire head. You see that? And their lips would be there. There's the nose. That's the cheek. At the breast, as at this nun, and the breast at there, that would create the cheekbones. And here's another face that I actually drew out. I just actually rushed and did it some time ago, but just to give you an idea of the head that's there. Now this is bust volunteer. Now we have a face. You can see the entire face here now. So what is that telling me? What it's stating is that these nuns, through a cross-contamination, representing the virgin, or so-called virgin, because it's my position that nuns are utilizes their bodies in a sacrificial way, cult-like way as well, to where they are genetically contaminated with genes that you're seeing right here, and I'll show you which genes that are being referenced. And then that chemistry, that cauldron-like cocktail, is given to cross-contaminate that of Africans and blacks and any targeted individuals that these contaminated genes are directed at. Now, oh, you said, well, this is not, it showed me, is this possible? Yeah, sure. Look at the nuns here. Now look at the flask. Now, it's showing you that there was a chemistry of genetic mixing here and then poured into her flask for her to drink. Now, what is she drinking? She is drinking the bodily fluids of these nuns. That's what it's telling you. The semen and the blood, which is altering her genetically. Now, I want to show you something. Look here. You can almost see like a head here. Look at this fluid spewing out here, right there. Then you have this individual down, catching that fluid. You see that there? Now come over here, and you see the head of a reptile, like a snake right here, spitting fluid out. And it's supposed to be going into this flask. See that? Filling the flask up for her to drink. So what is actually being said? Well, the image is in her hand right here, what she received. There's a face right there. These genetics, the same face that's actually here. In fact, if you look at this face here, it is shown here as well. It's showing you the pattern, the path, the passage of these genetics on how they were introduced into cross-contaminating that of this black woman that is actually here. This is all about strengthening and fortifying the presence of the white gene in the black body, subsequently changing to where new genes are being created. And this is what this is about. And this is why you have this old flask here. Look, cross-contaminated over the table, this is representing blood. And then look, the new genes are being created and taken back out and sent back out. And look, coming in, a recyclination of genes, coming in, going out, and coming back and going back out again. A recyclination of genes. Well, you don't see the head of the serpent. Let me show you what. Now, it's my position that this is all referencing monkeys and apes and the cross-contaminations of those genes, right? And the African genes. So, I want to show you something here with this. I'm going to show you something more about this painting. Where are we at here? how can I give this to you? I'm going to give you the ape again. Let me show you. I have my pen here. I'm going to highlight the ape. I'm going to show you what's going into that black woman's flask right quick. And if I can get a pen that's... Alright, let me use this marker. I'm going to show you what's going into that flask. Now, I gave you that, I showed you a snake spitting into that flask. I'm going to give you the ape. Right quick. And this is all information that you can Google. And this is representing, it's showing you the cross-contamination of reptilian genes with that of the ape. Okay? And then I'm going to give you the mother of creation, who appears a witch-like woman, who appears always with the ape. And I'm going to give you her. And she would be equivalent to that of Medusa, with the snake coming out of the head. And I'm going to show you that as well too, people. And I'm going to show you what is actually being stated here. Okay. What this is representing and showing is showing you lesbian acts amongst the nuns and what has been going on here. Now, you notice this cup. Now, can you see that? You see the head of that serpent right there, right? There's an eye, there's an eye. There's the green serpent, which represents the snake. Now, you see the snake spewing from its mouth, spitting from its mouth, its bodily fluids. Look. And it's representing that it's going into this woman's flask for her to drink. Now, what you don't see is that there are 3 other creatures there besides the snake, which represents the reptilian ape that is shown right here, that I have highlighted right there. The reptilian ape. An ape that is not even known to even exist in mankind's bloodline. And I have been, look at my videos, I have discovered this creature and exposed this creature. And I have identified it as being genetically linked to mankind. It's a reptilian ape. Okay? And I mean, this is totally mind-boggling, because this creature, I mean, we just come to know that ape, how ape genetically contributed to mankind. It's just been confirmed not too long ago. I mean, what, in the early 1900s? Maybe a little earlier on, but I mean, not all of this, people. And these artists have this in there. Not just Salvador Dali, but I'm talking about back to the 2nd century, 3rd century, those catacomb images, and coming forward. These informations, more suggesting, well, I can't say more suggesting, about equal suggesting of what Salvador Dali has here, is referenced in these artists' work. Information that should not have been known. I mean, it wasn't known to the masses, but here we have it known. And look at how Salvador Dali candidly has this in his painting. Now, okay, you have the head of a snake here. There is the snake, spitting its fluid into this woman's flask. The snake is also with Medusa, who I dub as the mother of creation. Did I give her? I didn't give her no eye, though. Now, if you turn the image this way, this is what it looks like. There's a woman's chin, there's a woman's mouth, a woman's nose, her eye is there, and the snake is joined to her head. And it's shown that her chemistry is there as well too, spitting into the flask. The woman, the Medusa, who I dub as the mother of creation. You can call her Madonna, you can call her the Virgin, and this is what this is all representing, the Virgin. You see that? You see this? So now, check this out. Now, what is this all referencing? I told you that this is all about genetic bridging over that of the monkey, which I showed you already over here. Now I'm going to show you the monkey. Oh, hold on, Dish. Oh, you know what? Here, let me go like this because I actually. Oh no, I did it. I did it right. Or did I? Or didn't I? No, I didn't do it right. Here, I didn't do it right. Look, she's there. Let me do it in this one because I actually drew it on too, even though you can see it there. You can see her, realize her better here. I did do her eye and stuff there. Look, there she is. I did do her eye. There's her eye, her nose, her lips, her chin, even her cheekbones, everything. You can turn this image sideways. This is the Bust Valadier by Salvador Dali. Can I get this side by side so you can actually see this right here? Yeah, let me do it like that. There you go. Now check this out. Now look what is happening here. Medusa, people. Look, this is Medusa. There's her face, and look, showing you that her chemistry, her venom is poison. Spewed out into this woman's cup. Now, you know what this is representing? Vagina juice. Vagina semen. Through lesbian acts, DNA was being changed. Who gave it to this black woman? This group of nuns. After they genetically was cross-referenced with these genes, they gave what they utilized their bodies for. This is what I'm telling you is happening, people, in Christianity and in other parts of the world. This is why it is important that these people, so-called, are remaining virgins, because they utilize their bodies in a sacrificing way. Now that my videos are coming out, and as this information goes global, mark my words, how you will start having nuns come forward stating that what I am saying is true. Because you know what? They didn't know. But as they start seeing my videos and as my information starts be going global and going public, these women that once no part of this is going to say, I have seen this happening, and what this guy is explaining. I just didn't know what it was. I thought that it was something divine. I didn't know. And now it all makes sense to me of what is happening. He's right. There are lesbian acts going on, and they were saying that it was in regards to something else. About us keeping our bodies pure. You will start seeing people come forward talking about this. The record is very clear. Watch, mark my words, as this thing starts coming out, as my videos start becoming more and more popular global, and this information, watch. All it's going to take is a handful of nuns that sees this, that does not want no part of this, and realize that what I am showing here is true, because you know why? They had experienced it. Or they know someone that had experienced it, and they don't want no part of it. Watch, people. Watch as it starts going, as my video starts going more and more to the mainstream. Watch. Look at the faces here in our hand. Look at the encryptions, showing you which genes was used to contaminate this woman's genes, this black woman's genes, and which I can tell you which they are here. Now, what happens? Now, you have Medusa here. There's her face. There's the snake. This representing the female vagina. Now, check this out. Now remember when I actually had the first one up, you turn it in the other direction, and this is what it is. Check this out. I'm going to put these side by side. Now that's turned one direction. Then I have it turned the other direction. Check this out. It's the face of an ape. There's an eye. That's the right eye. There's the left eye. There's the cranium of the ape. There's the bridge of the ape's top. There's nostrils, the bridge of the top mouth. There's the ape's mouth, showing that the ape is spewing into the cup as well too. There's the bottom chin of the ape, which is also it dubs as that of the snake, which is over here, the mouth of the snake. And then look, there's the woman. All three of these multi-dimensional images in one. digest that. Let me bring that in for you for a minute. Check this out, people. Reptilian ape, the genes, cross-contamination. Look at this, people. The head of the snake coming out of the cranium, shown coming out of the cranium of Medusa, the witch-like woman, i.e. Madonna, the Virgin Mary, all of that good stuff there. Yeah, all that good divine stuff. That's what this is about. The female vagina, lesbian acts, this fluid put into this broken flask, which represents ancient rooted genetics, i.e. ape, African woman, African man. Look at the ape right there. All of this, people. Look at this. Look. When you Google this image, all you have to do is rotate this image and go to these identifying things that I have shown you, which are there. And you will see the same thing that I have shown you. You will see the head of the ape right there. Its nostrils. All you have to do is rotate it that way, and then if you turn it the other way, you will get these two images. So all three of these creatures bridged over each other, poured into the flask, and reintroduced into, let me back this up, that of blackness to drink. And now she genetically produces a new cocktail of chemistry, which is now sent back out, and it shows you how the genes are altered. And this is how people through Africa, through Egypt, and through all of the Asian continents, our countries and civilizations, shows how from the originating roots of mankind, which is ape and African, how these continents demonstrate, and that's the reason why they're sequestered. There's this divide, there's a separation. It shows how there was a breakdown in these genes, and this is how it was done. And this is why you have each continent and civilization of people getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, because there is a sequential order in the breakdown of these genes. And this is how you got from the blackest of black Africans to the lighter, and on these even on the continent of Africa. Look at how from the darkest of black man, even in the divide lines there in Africa, how they got lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, and then separated off to other continents, other countries, and lighter and lighter and lighter. But all are the extended version of the original ape and black man. These are systematic breakdowns of genes, and these artists, such as Salvador Dali, knew how it was all done. Now, you say, well, how was it done over here, Jerome? What's going on? Well, if you see the woman laying on the floor there, you see that big head here, right there, that I showed you? See the chin, the mouth, the nose, and that, and it's created right here in the bust of these nuns right there. Well, there's another head right here. There's an eye, there's a nose, there's a mouth, and it shows you. Look at the mouth. You know what it shows you? That they were broken down, and it shows you there's a transparent head right here with the almost nude body right there. You see that transparency right here? It shows you that there was another bridging over, and it's a subsequent breakdown of what is happening here again. And it shows you how it's broken down and new genes were created, and that's why this flask is actually new. Now, let me show you what that looks like, sort of kind of over there, for those of you that can't see that head over there. It should give you an idea of what's going on and what's actually laying on the floor here. And this is the bust volunteer, and it shows you these new genes. You even see a transparent person there. These are all new genes created. It's showing you right here, people. So where They were bridged over here. Drink given to her. She's bridged over there. Drink over here. They're bridged over. And then look, do you see the hand pointing out? Showing you that the genes are set out. Now, what genes are being sent out? Well, Salvador Dali, he always, you see that pointing finger? Salvador Dali always ends up utilizing his encryption style elsewhere. See that pointing finger? Look. Eerie reminder. Look at that pointing finger. Look. You see? You see that pointing finger? Look at the body. Look at the body I'm posturing. Look. You see that? You see that body posturing, people? Look. Hold on. Let me bring that over. Let me bring that over. See that? It's a match. So what are they stating here? What is being sent out? Look. Look at the crotch. See that reptile face? That reptilian face there? At the crotch? I don't know if I found that in. You see that reptilian face right there at the crotch? Let me back that off and maybe I have that up too. And this is Gelopticus, a child watching the birth of a new man. You see what that's called? Gelopticus. A child watching the birth of a new man. Shows you the genetic interference of reptile genes that was created in a cauldron called like what? And this man, Salvador Dali, that creates these paintings, have a strong tie with that of the Vatican, as many other artists, and whom I'm telling you are genetic carriers. They're carriers for that of the Vatican, and this is what most artwork is all about. And I'm telling you that where it's this type of artwork, there's a cult-like allegiance with the Vatican that engages, that actually has relationships of homosexual acts, lesbian acts, and those that create this kind of work have actually engaged the Pope themselves. This is what I'm telling you. Now, I showed you yesterday in an image with Salvador Dali that he created the flying dildo. See the Pope down there? Waving. He gave Salvador Dali, I think he's holding up 2 fingers, so he gave Salvador Dali 2 nuts. I believe that's 2 fingers. Oh yeah, here they go, here again. See the 2 fingers? He gave Salvador Dali 2 nuts. Meaning that Salvador Dali drank 2 of his nuts. That's what I'm talking about. His semen. And that's why you see these flying dildos, penises, over Salvador Dali's head. Now, for those of you, again, I did it in the video yesterday, don't believe this is referencing penises and flying dildos. Here is a woman being chastised by her own chastise. And there's the penises, dildos again. In cloud matter, you can see faces with them in the mouth. See that? And the railing is bent to show you that there's a cross-referencing, a link, a genetic bridging. And this is what this is all referencing. And it tells you, it describes which genetics that this woman was cross-referenced with. And I know based on here, and based on what I can see encrypted in this woman's hair, of what this is actually stating. And this is readable as well. Now, I even showed you yesterday with Salvador Dali about this genetic bridging, that he even did Disney. Engaged Disney in a homosexual act. Salvador Dali drank 2 of Disney's nuts, balls. Disney's body is represented as a cannon, which we all know that a penis ejaculates, shoots off as in a canon-like fashion. That's what this is stating. Salvador Dali, Disney Monzo just went ahead and made this a penis with two balls, showing you that he shot two balls into that of Dali. And there it is. The same thing as what you see the Vatican holding up two fingers, two nuts. Dali drank two of Disney's nuts. So, oh, that's too raw for you? Oh, well, look. Here is Dali's outstretched tongue, right here. And here is semen, right here, sperm. Google sperm, and you will find that this is the likeness of sperm. And look at the little man on there. You see that shown taken out? You see this? Touching the sperm, the tongue. Look at this. You see this? A tongue and sperm. What do that mean, people? That this man drank that man's cum, sperm. Now, it's refortified, or it's verified, should I say, here, where the drawbridge of the castle is out as a tongue in fluid. Now, this is from 1940. Now, see Dali's neck outstretched from his body? You see these little things right here? These little crutches? These are bridges. Excuse me. Meaning that Dali was bridged all the way to Disney, signifying that there were other genetic interventions or manipulations or bridgings prior to Dali getting to Disney. And this is what this is about. Genetic bridging and sacrifice. Now, I'm going to bring up another picture that Dali did of the Virgin Mary, I would imagine. Now, notice how there is a face right here. Look at this. Look at this entire. This is a hooded woman. You know what this represents? Reptilian. This hooded woman. This is representing the snake coming out of that woman's head, out of her forehead. Medusa. That would be her eye. This would be her nose. That would be her mouth. This would be her chin, and this Madonna-like woman's sleeve, her clothing, represents the cloak, the hooded woman's image. And I'm going to show you in a minute what that is. Now, there's a cross-referencing of genetics here. Remember when I showed you at that table that there was the ape, the snake, and all of that? This is the same message that's being stated here. Remember, excuse me, when I showed you the reptilian ape? Check this out, people. You see the ape right there, spitting in the cup in the bus volunteer? Well, there is the green ape's foot right there. The reptilian ape's foot. The baby is on the ape's foot right there. The representation of the ape. Remember when I showed you Medusa with the snake coming out of her head? Look, people. Here is, hold on, what side can I go to? I guess no, I can't go to that. Here is Medusa with this. You see Medusa right there, turned the other way. The woman, the witch-like woman with the snake coming out of her head. Look, people, why is the same identical thing right here? You see the nose, you see the mouth, you see the chin, and then this is all cloaked in there. And look, and there's the snake, represented by the woman's arm coming out of that. The same exact encryption style produced a child. Now check this out. Now remember now that I'm telling you that there's cross-referencing going on. So when you Google this image, you will see a cross right here in the mouth. Do I have that highlighted? I might have that highlighted in another image. Let me see if I have that highlighted. Oh yes, right here. Look for a cross. When you Google this image, look for a cross. Right, can I bring this in? You might be able to see. There is a cross right there. You'll see a cross right there. And I have it highlighted for you. Right. Do I have that cross highlighted? Can you see a cross there? There is a cross right there. And you will see it. There's the crossing point, and there's the line of it right there. This is the Medusa-like woman, and this here represents the snake coming out, which is the arm. Now, I want to show you something else. If you notice, I don't know if I can, when you Google this image, notice that the child has a cross in his hand. Now, mind you that I told you that the cross represents the cross-referencing of mankind's genetics. Now, we have a cross here in this woman's mouth, which is the witch-like woman, Medusa, i.e. Madonna, the Virgin, all of those all wrapped up into one. This is her right here. Alright, now, there's a cross reference there, shows you. Now the child has a cross. And the child is showing you that it was cross-referenced with what? I showed you the foot. The reptilian foot of that of the ape. Here, I have it drawn out here. You see that? That big foot that the child is on is that of the ape. Represents that of the ape. The reptilian ape. You see that? Now you can see that that's a foot. Thanks to my my revealings here. Now, yeah. Hold on, I'm tied up. Yeah. Yeah. Here, the child has his hand out, and there's a cross. You see the cross there? There's a cross in the hand. The child is showing you that it is cross-referenced with all of the above. Now, from the child being cross-referenced, now look, these are miracle babies. Divine children. Look what is taken out. It's showing you what a part of that is taken out. The child's being bridged over. And it shows you that new genetics are being created through these bridgings. And it's showing you the direction from which these, and showing you the origins of these genetics and the directions of which they went and where they came from. And this is what is going on throughout the entire biblical history. And artists like Salvador Dali knew that. Da Vinci knew it. Michelangelo knew it. Bernini knew it. Rembrandt knew it. Even Picasso knew it. All of these artists that makes these references in their artworks, I can pull them apart just like I am doing here with Salvador Dali's work. I'm utilizing Salvador. Now look at the transparent faces now that I've shown you that. Look at her elbows making, look at the blocks. These are the founding blocks. Look at the faces, the transparent faces in these blocks. These are our ancestors' mutations that came from these genetic bridgings, that they must be in here. There's faces here. New seeds. There's seeds here. Look, that seed right there that you see there with the hole in it. You see that seed with the hole in it right there? Lo and behold, in Salvador Dali's discovery of America, look what is there. Now, what is being carried? Do I have this? I don't have none of this highlight. Oh, yes, I do. I do have it highlighted. Look at this. Look at the sails. Well, hold on. Go to the sails. There's a whale encrypted right there in the sail. The body of a whale, the head. And look at this reptilian fellow. At the head of the whale, they see the face. There's a nose. There's a nose. Nostril. There's a mouth. There's a chin. Look at the antennae coming off the eyebrows, and then off the head, and then it shows a naked man. Look. Man created off this cocktail of chemistry, genetically. And then up top, Now this is Salvador Dali, Discovery of America. Here's this head of a shark, great white, and there's the image of the Medusa-like woman, who I dub as the mother of creation. And all through here, look, there's another reptile up here, look. And I can see these images because, you know, through my paranormal experience and encounter, I know the faces of our ancestors. You see this? Our aliens, look. And look at the mouth. And there's a cross in the middle of the mouth. Cross reference. Now look at this. This showing you the genetics from this creature, hitting the cross here. You see the cross, right? And going down, and it shows you a pattern, look, of where these genetics are going and how they're spliced off. Here's another shark over here, the head of a shark, and look at it, shows look, just like over here, look at this, shows you that the genetics of this shark coming around, wrapped around this pole here. You see that? Snaked off out of the shark's mouth there. You see this, people? This is what the hidden message is all about. This entire image shows you how there's a genetic contamination. America's being contaminated. Africa's being contaminated. Japan is being contaminated. China's being contaminated. And all of our major continents of the world is being contaminated, and those responsible, the Vatican and the royalty of our world, enjoy this enjoyment of watching the rest of the world being genetically destroyed, while they lavish in the midst of luxury. They have it. They have the best of all worlds, to be totally honest with you. They're taking everything from you. They have stolen your identity, genetically, mentally, and physically, have you worshiping them, and then taking your riches at the same time. Now, this image here, this baby has a hole in his chest, showing you that genetics were taken out. Baby shows you that it was bridged over that of black ape, reptilian ape, and black. And a new genetic was taken out, and it left those genes behind. You see that? Salvador Dali always utilizes the same encryption style. You see that hole in the chest? Here's another image. And I forget the name of this. Do I have the name of this written down? I don't have the name of this written down. But child is bridged over that of black. New genes are being created. You see the witch-like woman. I showed you that in the bust of Salvador. The same exact encryption stuff. Here, look at this, people. This is a very famous painting of Salvador Dali's too. Now, besides me being able to see an ape in a tree, I call this the Reductive tree, by the way, too. Tree of life, the 5 faces of Shiva and all that good stuff. Then you see like a little African man here. I can see with the hair on the back of his head, look like a little African man here. I highlighted that for us to say. And you see the roots. It's showing you that the roots of ape and roots of black man. You see that the roots was taken out of this guy. And now this man is more purified as being white. And it shows you that. You see this? You see that hole? It shows you that now this man is absent. These genetic identifiers, which were the strong presence of that of ape here, and that of black man, which is there. Now, oh, you don't believe me? Well, the roots of the tree is right there at this hole. You see that? So the seed from that tree would be out if I'm telling you it's true. Well, look, there's the face of the black man here. This is the root of the tree. It was taken out of this whiter version of this guy right here. Look. Here you go. It's simple, really, people. Look at this. Salvador Dali is very candid in what he's describing here. Look. Nose, mouth, beard. Look at the lip line. Nose come over. Look, eye socket. That would be the left eye socket in there. And this like little dirt mound right here. Look at this. You see that? There's a forehead coming across the top of the head. This is the face of a black man. Right there. Blackness taken out of our white counterparts. Look, let's do this again. The tree of life. I like to call it the Reduska tree. There's the image of an ape. There's an image of a black man. The mother of creation is in there as well too. But it shows you the tree is rooted in this man. Now look, the roots of this tree were taken out. The founding roots were taken out. And it shows you by the absence of this hole, this void. And then it shows you what was taken out. And there it is. There's the image of what was taken out. Everything that I've been telling you all along. Black man bridged over, ape bridged over, and those genes was taken out, and then that's how you got from this likeness to that likeness. Same message is here. And that's why this child is laying down. Look, Salvador Dali always does the same thing. Notice the baby's head nodding down with a hole in his chest. Notice that this man's head is knotted down with a hole in his chest. And there's the presence of that of the of the ape. In this case, there's the face of the ape and then that of the black man over here. The tree of life. Notice that the baby here is over the foot impression of that of an ape. Then I showed you the witch-like woman. Her image is here encrypted with a cross in her mouth, showing you that she was cross-referenced. And this is representing that of the reptilian, the snake coming from her head, Medusa-like. And then there's the cross here. And by the way, on this cross, there's a string showing you that it's going to that foot right there from off the cross. Well, actually, I think off this here side, it comes down. So look for all of those identifiers. And what this is all suggesting is that the building blocks of life were all changed and altered. Now, it gets better because this Madonna woman, Salvador Dali created her also with that hole right there. And look, see that hole right there? Inside of her, look, that void, and her head is down. It's the same as that thing. Not only was she bridged over, but her child was bridged over. She was bridged over, her child was bridged over. And this is what this is all about. My name is Jerome Wright. You're watching my Jeronification channel. Oh, let me show you another one of them before I go. This here is Salvador Dali Sublime Moment. I'm going to show you something. Sublime Moment. Let me take this back right quick. This is his painting, The Sublime Moment. Now, check this out. The tree of life. This represents that of the blackness, the penis of the blackness. Over here you have the snail, representing that of the reptile. Look, shows you the 2 eggs down here. Why is there a razor? What is this? What does a razor represent? Splicing. You see these 2 genetics shown coming together, shown dripping down. And look, off of that, what is it showing you now? Now these are 2 eggs. Now this is black. Now this is representing white. Over here, reptile bridged over. Look, there's the bridge. Look, gene squeezed off, being spliced at the razor. Now this is the new root that was created in white. Now look, now that's being spliced over, and look at what it's showing us now, people. Genetic splicing. And that's what this is. Dali's sublime moment. Now, incredibly, this idiot Dali, well, he's actually a genius. Let me stop that. I don't want to call him names. He uses the same to describe. What did I do with that? In the I don't know what I just did with that. Oh, here it is. Here, Dali, when he comes across an idea in painting, he utilizes it again. So you know what Dali goes and does? In the Enigma of Hitler, Dali shows us what Hitler was genetically doing. And it's my position, this is what caused for the ousting, or the coalition to go over and have that war over there in Germany with Hitler, because Dali knew what that superior race that Hitler was talking about creating. Dali has the information right here in his painting, because it's the same message, almost similar to that of what Dali has here. So Dali knew the genetic splicings and genetic alterings and experiments that Hitler were doing, because they're referenced here. And it was my position, I said in an earlier video, that the only way that Dali could have known this information was through that of the Vatican, which has open access to each and every continent and information on what is being done with this. And it's through my position that Dali, in his unison with the Vatican, this information was shared with Dali, and this is why Dali made this painting. See that picture of Hitler right there on that plate? It's showing you the experiment, the genetic experiment that Adolf Hitler was conducting before he was actually ousted from power. And it tells you the creatures and everything that Adolf Hitler was genetically manipulating to create his new superior ways. What he was bridging off of. It's amazing, isn't it? And Dali had this information. And look, he utilized almost, if you can read this, like I just read, then you can read this and know what he was doing. Amazing, people. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Alright. I'm going to let this be my last video for a day or so, until I can actually get like I said, I just came back off of vacation, so I got to get out and make up for all of the money I just now spent. So therefore, I'm gonna go down for a couple of days, and I'll be back up. But I just wanted to come back and give you 2 good videos to show you that I have no ending to what I can actually do here, because our world's art and sculpturings and building architectural are all my playground, because they are all encrypted with these informations on how we were genetically created, where we came from, and how we were bridged over. I'm contemplating going back in space again, but once my mind goes to space, it seems like it takes a while for me to get back. I'll go there and stay there for a moment, so I'm actually trying to steer away from going into space. I need a team of experts. In order for me to get a team of experts, people, you have to send me viral. Or you have to send my information to people that know people that are in places that actually care about the truth. Because, people, this goes deeper than just about an artist's artwork and encryptions. This goes about our loved ones. This is about our loved ones, about the misconceptions of our ideas of believing that we die and we go to heaven and they're okay because they're in the arms of God, and or if we live this righteous and saved life, that we're going to be in the arms of God in His glorious place one day. And people, I can tell you that, I mean, it's just not the case. This is not what is happening. This is not what is happening. We're being lied to. And I can show you the truth. I can show you what our existence is about, where we came from, where we can go. I can show you all of these things. And people, it's not just through talk. You can experience what I can experience because it is in us all. And I'm telling you, to know the fundamental truth about who you are, who you genetically are, who you physically are, where you genetically came from, the origins of everything. All of this information opens up your mind to a surreal place where there is a peace that you can have from within yourself. You can share with your family, and you can have an understanding where you need to be, not just in this world, but beyond this, in an afterlife. Because nothing never ends, from what I have seen and what I have experienced. You can create, you can identify a place in everything in existence, meaning now and later, in the future. And this is what I'm telling you, and this is what these people know. This is the level of higher knowledge that these people are enjoying, meaning the Vatican and the royalty. People, I have been places mentally and seemingly physically that I have never been or experienced before. It makes me unafraid of anything. I fear nothing. Nothing good, nothing demonic, nothing living, nothing dead. I'm telling you, people, that what I have is something that is far more greater than you could ever imagine. And in identifying what is here, and in identifying with what is here, there is a peace, a serenity that far surpasses anything. My name is Jerome Wright. You're watching my Jeronification channel. I need experts, people. We need to get together, and we need to take apart what is happening here so we can turn this thing around. Now, also, you see me doing these videos and doing this, these images and all of that, and showing us about our genetic, who we genetically are. But people, there's more to this than that. I can show you what is happening in our world, why our world is behaving the way it is, what we can do to alter what is happening. It's like all of the informations of everything is within me. I'm sharing this because this is in your face, and this is something that we can relate to. Pictures, they say, state 1,000 words, and by me pointing these things out to you in these pictures, help me identify with you what is around you. And that's why you see me doing a lot of images. But I can tell you what is causing global warming, how it can be slowed. I can show you how it can be changed. I mean, extinction is happening, extinction is real. I can show you how extinction can be changed, how we can alter that. I mean, there is a lot of information that is within me. What I need to have, though, people, is these experts. We need to send me viral, global, so I can show you what is happening. My name is Jerome Wright. You're watching my Jeronification channel. And until I see you in the next video, I wish you well, and I wish that you'll help me get there. We need to speak to the masses of people. In numbers together, we can do this. Thank you for watching my video. See you in the next video. Our face of this body here Then here's the left eye of the nun, which is the entire body of this person here. So check this out. There's a nose and there's a mouth. Now I have it drawn out to give you an idea. I just drew it out in fact, two different ways. So, and it's a representation of a cross-contamination. And I just put an eyeball in there, but here's the entire head. You see that? And their lips would be there. There's the nose. That's the cheek. At the breast, as at this nun, and the breast at there, that would create the cheekbones. And here's another face that I actually drew out. I just actually rushed and did it some time ago, but just to give you an idea of the head that's there. Now this is bust volunteer. Now we have a face. You can see the entire face here now. So what is that telling me? What it's stating is that these nuns, through a cross-contamination, representing the virgin, or so-called virgin, because it's my position that nuns are utilizes their bodies in a sacrificial way, cult-like way as well, to where they are genetically contaminated with genes that you're seeing right here, and I'll show you which genes that are being referenced. And then that chemistry, that cauldron-like cocktail, is given to cross-contaminate that of Africans and blacks and any targeted individuals that these contaminated genes are directed at. Now, oh, you said, well, this is not, is this possible? Yeah, sure. Look at the nuns here. Now look at the flask. Now, it's showing you that there was a chemistry of genetic mixing here and then poured into her flask for her to drink. Now, what is she drinking? She is drinking the bodily fluids of these nuns. That's what it's telling you. The semen and the blood, which is altering her genetically. Now, I want to show you something. Look here. You can almost see like a head here. Look at this fluid spewing out here, right there. Then you have this individual down, catching that fluid. You see that there? Now come over here, and you see the head of a reptile, like a snake right here, spitting fluid out. And it's supposed to be going in. All is in his dealings with them were all based on this cult-like ritual, this ancient cult-like ritual that dates back to the beginning of time, and it's a chemistry that allows for the genetic alterings of mankind. All right, I'm going to show you something. This here is Salvador Dali's painting, and it's the Bust Volunteer. Okay, you can Google this image. It's the Bust Volunteer. I do have some of this video out already with my findings on Salvador Dali. However, you can let me look at. I'm looking at something as I'm speaking with you. However, you can Google this image. I just want to show you. It's my position that everything that is referenced in Renaissance art and what's going on about this and with the Vatican, about Christianity and everything, it's about contaminating, cross-referencing, contaminating, and creating new genetics. Which genetics are we talking about? We're talking about the ancient rooted genetics of that of ape and African. Okay? And Salvador Dali I found to be the most candid artist who references these records in his artworks, which is a surrealist style of paintings. Okay? Art style, rather. Now, here you have a black woman here. Notice that the cup that... Hi, everybody. Jerome right here again, and in my on my YouTube channel, Jeronification. Okay, Yesterday I did a video that I actually had mentioned some of that of Salvador Dali and some of the artworks of Salvador Dali, um, which reminded me of some of the amazing and fascinating finds that I have found about the artworks of Salvador Dali, which all pretty much seem to have this unique chemistry in them that shows us how Salvador Dali had the higher knowledge as to how mankind was created, um, genetically bridged over, and the responsible parties for these chemistries, these cult-like chemistries that caused for it all. And it's my position that Salvador Dali had a continuing affiliation with that of the Vatican. It's recorded. If you record his if you take and go online and Google some of the information about Salvador Dali, you'll see where he done made multiple trips to the Vatican, and which his paintings also suggest that he actually made those trips. Okay. It's my position that Salvador Dali engaged in homosexual acts with the likes of Disney, popes that he's visited, and it all is before her is broken, distorted, representing ancient, old. Then you have a newer cup over here, where you have her white counterparts over here in front of this cup, which represents a newer creation. Let's put it that way, and you know what I mean, changed. Okay, her cup broken, decrepit. See her hair tied around. Okay, this represents the new. Now I'm going to show you what is going on here and what Dali is suggesting. Now, notice that I have a face drawn there of that, like of a reptilian ape. See that right there? These are just some of the encryption styles that are here. Just some. Alright, that Dali uses and utilizes. And through my multi-dimensional sense of vision and awareness, I can see that. But I want to show you something. Notice how the two nun-like beings come through the door. Now, over here, she's more like a maid. Okay? Which throws off the suggestion. But what Salvador Dali is telling you, that these are nuns. Now check this out. How you can actually envision this as being nuns. Notice how the nuns coming through the door, or through this opening right here, creates the entire head of the nun that is covered over. And there's the nun's cap right there. There would be the right eye of the nun, and which is the entire